How about your game today? Were you happy with it?
I was pretty happy with it. There were times where I got a little frustrated, but I was able to work around that, change some things up, and it ended up working out.
What area?
A lot of it was just being consistent, especially off the forehand side.
What year are you in?
Oh, sophomore.
Jeez, you got some time yet.
Yeah.
Very good. Good luck. Thanks. Nicely done.
Thanks.
Martin, what was the difference for you this year as opposed to last year? With and obviously you came up against Jason last year. That was a tough match. What was the difference this year?
I think the difference was definitely just fitness, being able, moving a lot better. From the beginning and the matches, there's no, I'm not as tired as I used to be, and I think, size, I've grown a little bit and hitting the ball a little bigger, and I think that's a big difference too.
And, Jasper, when I talked to him after your match with him, he said, I think the advantage Martin had is that he was in the same spot last year, and he seemed a little bit more comfortable in the surroundings than he did. Would you agree?
Yeah, I mean, that's a real big part. Last year, playing in front of the crowd, and there was actually a pretty big crowd yesterday for my second match, and so, just to be able to adjust to that is tough to do. I found it hard to do last year, and I think, that was a big difference, especially with Jasper.
Great. Hey, congratulations, Martin. Thanks so much for your time.
Knowing that he was, injured a little bit and that he went through a 3-hour and, 13-minute match, did you try to change your game at all to maybe extend, points, or did you just stick to what you've been doing all year?
I mean, he was moving pretty well, especially the beginning. I don't think, his ankle was really that much of a factor. I think, he was definitely tired coming off that match, and, so I was definitely trying to lengthen some rallies and keep him in points as long as I could.
And this is the thing we talked about at the beginning of the year. This is what you were shooting for. What does it mean now that you're the state champ?
I mean, it feels pretty good. It's what I expected, and I was able to get it done. And me and Nesbitt had talked the whole year about how we weren't going to be satisfied with anything else. And a team championship, we got that, and the singles championship with it. So that was a good season.
And the points record, one short of a perfect score. You had 59.
Yeah, I mean, 1 point. I mean, it really could have been 60. Michael played an unbelievable match, and it came down to a couple points that, really maybe should have been his. And but yeah, I mean, it feels great. I don't know if anyone's ever going to be able to beat that record.
And what do you do now? We'll talk about what you do during the summer, and you take any time off? Or?
There's a lot of tournaments, USTA stuff, all the big tournaments, a lot of traveling, but it's just a lot of tournaments.
You expect to be back next spring looking for another state championship?
Yeah, absolutely. A lot can change in that long amount of time, but I definitely plan on coming back.
Talk a little bit about the feeling now being the state champ. Somebody probably asked you that already. Sorry, you're late.
No, it feels really good. I think maybe later tonight or tomorrow I'll be feeling even better about it. Now, I mean, I think some of the nerves still haven't worn off from those last few games, but it feels really good.
And the team victory?
Yeah,
second one. What year are you in?
I'm a sophomore.
So you haven't been anything but a state champ as far as your team goes.
Yeah, I mean that's. I think I'm even more happy about the team getting it done than the individuals. That was something talked about every year from the first day, was winning that team championship, and it feels really good to win it how we did.
In the third set, there was the big point where it's 4-4, and you're serving. Did you feel like that was a crucial moment in the match?
Yeah, I mean, that was the difference. If I knew if I could just hold that game, I'd have a lot of chances in the next one. Serving down 4-5 in the third set, state championship. I mean, that's you can't even imagine how much pressure that is. And I knew that if I could just get that game at 4, I'll go up 5-4. That I was going to have, it was going to be in my hands whether or not I broke him in that game.
What particular problems does Eric give you when you're playing?
He makes a lot of balls. Pretty big serve. He definitely had his fair share of free points off it today. He moves really well for a big guy, and he gets a lot of balls back. Really tough at the net too. He came up with some big volleys.
All right. Thank you very much.